The Garnet and Old show, no inside info, no contacts, no problem. Wow. Hey guys, Ryan here. Vince might hop in. He kind of took care of business while I was at work. Vince was doing the business right with Doug. Him and Doug were handling the business, covering all things ACC versus FSU. Man, what a packed day of news! But I do want to get into a few things first. Hey, if you have questions, centered around generalities around today's case or comments and your thoughts on it, I really want to hear from you guys tonight. I want to know what you're thinking right now. Do you think FSU won today? Do you think ACC won today? Or do you think it was a draw and we don't really know yet? So please throw some questions and comments in the chat. I want to hear from as many as people as possible. Guess what? No matter what, we're going to have a good time tonight. We do have some big news that is happening on Garnet and Old. I want to show you guys something from earlier today. We posted this banner. Garnet and Old, less than 100 subscribers away on YouTube from 1,000 subscribers, which for those of you that don't know, puts a channel on an actual level that allows you to start paying the bills, right? So that was earlier today. Vince put this banner up right here earlier today at 2:00, around about when the trial ended. Everyone, we're like 15 people away, 15 subscribers. Right now, there are 20 people watching live, and it's growing as people hop in. If every single one of you who are not subscribed, hop on YouTube right now and subscribe to this channel, man, guess what? We're going to hit our goal. We were 100 away earlier today. We're about 15 away right now. So please, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, man, if you aren't subscribed, please hit the subscription button, share it out on your feeds. I do have a special surprise. I was hoping it would happen. I'm sure a little last minute, but let's bring in the one and only Vince Ciccarelli. How are you today, Vince? What a day, huh?
Hey, how are you? I didn't know you were going to do this, but hey, I'm here because I've been popping on some other shows and listening to some other shows tonight. It's been crazy today. I know you were bummed that you couldn't participate today. You know, the real world kind of gets in the way sometimes.
Yep.
But we held it down for you. Hold it down.
Absolutely. You more than held it down, man. One of our most popular videos. Not quite our most viewed
Not
video
yet.
of all time.
But yeah, and I think it's going to hit it though.
Yeah, but it wasn't one of our biggest videos was like 10,000 views. So we'll see there. But yeah. Vince, before we get started on like our takes and generalities, I thought it would be fun to read some of the comments from our video after the live was done today.
It's a recap. It's kind of a retroactive is what we're doing. Or
talking,
if you're in the agile world, a retrospective, as it were.
Yeah, get your PMP certification to hear this man talk. I want to read comments that were posted, though, after the show was off.
Yeah.
Some of them entertaining. So I'm just going to go through a few. And I told all the people, man, we're so close.
Yeah, we are close. And, you know, I've been real excited about it today. And a lot of the comments, you know, we picked up a lot of new viewers and subscribers today. And hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Ryan and I love doing it. And you'll find us on a bunch of other shows too, and the other folks that you probably listen to and watch come on our shows too. So it's the big Garnet family.
Big Garnet family. I'm going to get started, Vince, and I'm going to read some comments. Some are pretty fun. Okay. I don't
pop it on the screen.
Oh yeah, I could share out. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, why don't you do that because people can read it then too. I've been going and trying to reply to some comments. There's a lot of comments today, actually. Most of them good. There was a commenter that you know, had a caps lock problem. Not real happy with Florida State in general, but you know, we're used to that fan base sometimes.
Yeah, I don't agree with this one. Randy Crown over 558 Big 12 Mafia.
Yeah, that's not good, man.
No,
they're good guys. They're good guys, and they have a good show. Actually, I think they're wrapping up their show right now.
But these are from 2 days ago. I'm actually going to go from the one earlier today. So what I want to do is,
This will be fun.
where is my comment section? Hold on. From
There you
people.
go. There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh wait, I want to sort by. I don't.
Go to the content and then go to the comments on the content. Anyway, this is really bad
Oh, it's awesome.
podcasting.
It's not. See, there we go. Wait, analytics control. You know what? I'm gonna take a
Just
pivot, Vince.
yeah,
Here's what
just
I'm
go
gonna
to
do.
it actually in YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's the easiest thing to do.
That's what's about to happen.
You
Go to the
know,
earlier one
while
today.
you're getting to that, I caught Doug on Renegade Report a little bit ago in his, it looks like his Boy Scout uniform. He must be a pack leader or a den leader or something. They were going to go camping this evening
Yeah,
and learn some survival skills. So if you've ever spent any time in the Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, or whatever, you remember those days, blue and gold banquet, all that stuff. That's what Doug's doing tonight. He's had a long day.
absolutely. I can't believe I'm having.
You
Oh,
are
there we go.
having
I
a
found it.
lot of problems, but you're
It
not
was in
showing
a
the screen
different
anymore.
section. I got you. I got you. Here we go. We're good. All right. It's gonna be a little hard to see, but that's fine. So I want to go through some of these comments because I know you didn't get to them all because you were
We did,
trying to
I
take good
couldn't.
care. Right.
I couldn't.
I do. The ACC stance has been baffling me as well as ESPN stance of don't release the grant rights because it may hurt us. Yeah, totally agree with that. Um,
That's the whole feeling like I object. Well, why do you object? Because it's ruining my case.
because it's detrimental to my case.
Because it's
Overruled.
detrimental to my case. That's exactly right.
Absolutely. ACC implodes and Miami goes to the Sun Belt. That's my dream scenario. Yes, I love it.
Well, then Georgia Southern can beat up on them,
Oh,
and
but this is the
enjoy
top
that
chat
too.
replay, Vince. This is what I wanted to get to down here.
Yeah, the comments. Yeah.
Look at this. Clemson fan here. I come in peace. Just curious about the case.
Yeah, look at the replies.
Oh yeah, we're together, Vince. This is
We are.
kumbaya for Florida State and Clemson.
Listen, Clemtown Tigers, welcome. Programs deserve the financials that their value commands. It's as simple as that.
It really is. Now,
Free market.
I actually want to go to the bottom ones first. FSU has one good season in 6 years, and they think they are irrelevant. I guess they don't consider
This
a
is the one I
10-win
was talking
season.
about.
They don't consider a 10-win season, I guess, a good year either.
Yeah.
When the many losses come in 2024 and beyond, that a lot of luck, horrible financial situation. Yeah, you get it.
We've had 2 good seasons in the last 6 years. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Don't shortchange us.
And Vince, this has got to be the top one, right? More misinformation from FSU media. Cameron
First of
today.
all, we're
spewing.
not media. First of all,
Jeff Cameron today also spewing FSU talking points. FSU wasting millions of dollars. The only way they're out is to pay the $450 million. What I wanted to do, Vince, I let you reply. You just replied much nicer than I would have. But I enjoy these comments. Is tell that to Maryland.
Sure.
Yeah. Or tell that to Texas. Tell that to any of the teams that have gotten out early for less money than expected in the last couple of years. Okay. And what's interesting, though, that Vince, these comments, what's funny to me is clearly not an FSU fan, but they're listening to Jeff Cameron and our show.
They are, and they should. It's like keep your enemies closer. What's the saying? I don't know.
Keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. There you
go.
I got you.
I mean, you got to know what's going on in the other camp, right? You have to, even though the things that you're hearing you don't like because maybe the enemy is on the right path, and clearly Florida State is on the right path right now, both on the field and in the courtroom. They are on the right path. And I do, I've said this, I think you've said this too, Ryan. We understand the fear that the schools have that don't have a landing spot. I understand that. What I'm not going to jive with, though, is calling out Florida State for quote unquote being greedy and spoiled. That's disingenuous, because if the shoe was on the other foot, you would be doing the exact same thing. That's
Yeah,
why I have invited rival fans to this show all the time. Come and talk about it. You actually
absolutely.
don't just type it and walk away. Come and talk about it, because there's no way, there is no way that Wake Forest, if they had a landing spot in the SEC and they knew it, there is no way they wouldn't be filing a lawsuit as well.
Absolutely. And hey, Vince, I talked about it in the title of this video, a big announcement. Guys, being that we are so close, usually, in the last couple of days, we've been saying, 75, 50 away,
Yeah,
so forth and so on.
today was a big jump.
Because we're 15 away,
Uh-oh.
if during this broadcast we do make it to 1,000 subscribers, so all you guys have to do out there who are listening, if you could share it out to your ex followers and your YouTube friends and all your Facebook friends, if we get the 15 subscribers we need in the next, however much longer we go on this broadcast, I will give away a second copy of an EA Sports college football video game on the show tonight. I will get your name and information and have you email us, and I will guarantee a giveaway of the game and purchase of the game. And then, Vince, I will give away a second copy on the normal Garnet and Old show next Thursday at 7 o'clock. So that's if we hit it. I'll give a second way copy tonight if we get it before the broadcast. So if you are sharing this and you are in the chat right now and you are watching live and you share it out to your audience and we happen to hit it, I am going to look for a random person in the chat, and with the funniest comment is what I'm going to ask for tonight. And whoever gives me the funniest comment, if we hit that subscriber number, we only need 15 in the next few 30 minutes or so, Vince, I'm giving away a copy live here on the Garnet and Old impromptu show on a Friday night. Boom, D. Thompson just subscribed. Hey, we're that much closer.
That's what
Only
I'm
a few more to
saying.
go.
Giveaways are good, man. Giveaways are good for that kind of thing. You may not even have to select a random person, Ryan, because I believe StreamYard has a giveaway tool.
Oh yeah. Well,
so while you're continuing to do your rant there, let me figure this thing out.
D. Thompson, appreciate the subscription. If you know anyone, or share it out in your X or Twitter subscription, Facebook, whatever, it has to be on YouTube. So subscribe. Tell everyone to subscribe, and we're going to get there tonight. I feel like we should do a telethon where we don't end the broadcast until we do it. But I want to put we can't stay up all night. So Vince, you were here with Doug. You were here with Doug earlier today.
Yep.
Pretty much exactly when he hopped off the phone, you hopped off. The broadcast was over because guess what? You had to do some work too.
Yes, I did.
Give me the person who could not listen the whole time because I was in office today. Give me the mile high view, the overall takeaways that Doug gave to you. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty legal terms, but what is the main takeaways?
First thing is I figured out the giveaway tool. Tell your friends to get in the comment section. Get some people in here, share it out so we get some more people in the comment section. Anyway, so the big idea is that Doug wasn't expecting any kind of decision today, right? He already told us that. And so we didn't get any decision today. But Doug is overall very happy with the tone and tenor of the judge, and that the judge does not seem to have any kind of tentacles on him as it relates to being a North Carolina judge or tied to the ACC in any way. As a matter of fact, the judge, even though the judge gave the Florida State lawyers, or the one particular lawyer, a little bit of a hard time on one thing, he seemed to really dig in with the ACC lawyers and the ESPN lawyers, and almost of a feeling like almost like insulted that they were trying to argue circular logic, argue things that are cannot be argued. Much so to the point that the judge started, trying to lead them down a certain path, and they wouldn't answer the questions, right? They wouldn't
Yep.
answer the questions. So Doug was very happy about that. One point in particular that Doug was very happy about is the judge seems to be quite almost perturbed about the ACC filing the initial complaint before having the vote.
Yeah.
I mean, we all talked about that, and we all thought it would be a big deal, but until it gets in the courtroom and you start hearing what the judge is going to do and say and how they kind of lean, the judge kind of hammered that. And I don't have the exact tweets in front of me. By the way, I posted this a little bit ago. If you haven't gone and watched or gone and followed Doug's tweet storm during the session, it is gold. You need to go just kind of go through that and read all those things. It's great. But the judge kept hammering home about, are you saying that membership you don't need a vote of the membership to do this?
Yeah.
But yet, you got to vote anyway. So which is it?
They're being cute.
Those aren't the words that he used, right?
Yeah.
So that was something particular about the vote that was that really rubbed the judge the wrong way. Okay, go ahead. Ask me another question.
Well, I want to put up some of our people coming in here. I love Mr. Trauma Boy. Is it already Thursday again? Thanks, you guys. We appreciate you, Mr. Trauma Boy. Welcome. I hope you're subscribed already. I do want to say again, thank you to D Thompson, new subscriber. Appreciate you subscribing and watching the channel tonight.
It is not Thursday.
One of our normals, MN Seminoles. Hello, good to see you.
Yeah.
And then finally, regarding what we were talking about, Vince, the judge understood that ESPN ACC was using a secret document to hold universities financially responsible without sharing that document. Now, I want to get into this, Vince.
Yeah, let's talk about it because I just commented about this on Renegade.
What I understand is that they were allowed, as long as they kept quiet and didn't share it out, to a very specific set of pages of the ESPN ACC agreement, but not in its entirety, which is their main dispute. They're not necessarily asking to share it to the world. They're asking to see the entire thing themselves. Do I have that right from today?
Yeah. The FSU attorney even said, how can we trust, they're saying to trust the conference. How can we trust the conference when we can't even see the documents? As a matter of fact, Your Honor, these aren't the words, Your Honor, they didn't even give you the documents.
Yeah.
The judge himself was only given 13 of the 156 pages of the document. So, I mean, that to me was like, if you watch courtroom shows, that's one of those things you go, oh, okay, this is what we're going to do here today.
Yeah.
So yeah, even the judge didn't have. Now, I believe, and I think Doug said this, the judge is going to have access to everything if and when the judge wants it. So that is going to be a done deal. The question then becomes, and this came up in the back and forth as well, is that if that stuff is in court and those documents are in court and the attorneys see it, the Florida State attorneys that are that have their bar license or they're licensed in the state of Florida, then they are subject to the sunshine laws.
Yeah. They kept making odd phrasing on why the sunshine laws don't. Fill me in on that because I didn't quite follow. It was hard to understand. Did he kind of clarify that at all?
I wish I could. I wish I could be clear about that because I don't think anybody knows yet what's going to happen with that. Danielle, the other lawyer that we follow a lot, she mentioned tonight that if you want to talk about an ironclad document, the sunshine laws are pretty ironclad on what they spell out.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's some kind of wiggle room with that. at one point, the ESPN lawyer had on the screen, Doug said they had it on the screen, the actual language from the agreement that went on and on about confidentiality and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, but stopped short of the 10 or 15 words which finished that paragraph that said, subject to the laws of the states in which the membership resides.
Yeah.
That and the judge finished that statement for the attorney, which I thought was also kind of great.
Yeah, it was interesting. There was a lot of things I didn't understand because keep in mind me being at work when you guys were doing your thing. I was pretty much just following the tweets from Doug, and he was doing the best he could. I'm sure typing very fast in the courtroom. Um, I do like his kind of insinuation that the first half the ACC was pretty. First half of the game of this contest, the ACC was pretty buttoned up, and then kind of got sloppy. So, fill the people in from home, Vince. In general, what did he mean by that?
I think what he meant by that was, it's like when you got a football game. Think about the Knowles when Mike Norvell first got here.
Hmm.
They would script the first series and they would score, and
Yeah,
they looked good doing it, right? And then not so much. Then the wheels kind of fall off. So, they probably practiced, that initial diatribe over and over and over again. And it was seamless and it was sparkling and all that kind of stuff. And once they got further away from that initial scripting, it went downhill from there.
yeah. No, that's interesting. And hey, I do want to hear more from the comment section. If you guys have questions or just overall thoughts about today's hearing, I mean, we got a lot to talk about. Vince, I do want to ask, how many shows have you done today?
I've only done this show,
Renegade Report just
our
ended,
shows.
right?
Yeah, I was in the comment section and I was commenting a lot, and then I hopped over for a few minutes on the other show and just commented a little bit there too. So, but I haven't been on any other shows today. I've been trying to get caught up. I watched the women's basketball team unfortunately lose tonight. It was a great game, and they were losing by at one point they were losing by 14 or 15 points, and they came back and they had were within two. And I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but
Yeah.
they came back and but they couldn't close the game out. So the tournament run for the women's team is done. The team and everybody will be flying home tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing.
Going back to, I guess, next steps. Did Doug go into that? Like, what can you expect going forward?
Um, Doug's not too sure. I mean, nobody's sure on the specifics, but he said it's possible that the judge could combine the Clemson complaint with the Florida State complaint. Doug is of the opinion that the judge is probably going to not let this case is going to take the case on in North Carolina
Sure.
and
Yeah.
not dismiss it. He's of the opinion that that's going to happen. I believe they are supposed to expecting some kind of response or decision by Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Um, so we're going to have to wait that out. And toward the end, Doug had also mentioned that even though the courtroom is adversarial, right, because it's one side against another, it's also civil, right, and
Yeah.
it's congenial to a degree, and that was evident at the last part of the proceeding today, where the judge basically asked them if they needed to have something formal in place in terms of discovery and things like that, but they just had a handshake agreement that they were all good with where they were right then and there.
Awesome. No, that's great. One thing. All right. My favorite part. I want to get to my favorite part of what I saw, and that is Vince when the judge had up on the screen the Clemson lawsuit right up on there, and it was referenced, I believe, in the case that, hey, you guys say that this is such a secretive deal and no one's allowed to see it, but here we are here, and this, obviously someone knows about how much the SEC network deal was worth. How did that happen? What did you think about that moment?
Yeah, the Florida State attorney actually had that as an example of how this stuff isn't secret, and that's why the reference to the Clemson case even came up, is because Florida State actually had that presented on the screen. It's like, you say all this stuff is top secret, and no one should be able to see it because of trade secrets and negotiations and all this other stuff, but yet here we go. We all know how much the SEC is, or the how much ESPN is paying for the SEC. We all know how much ESPN is going to pay for the college football pageant. This stuff is not a secret. So don't pick and choose what's a secret and what's not secret. The deal is, though, Ryan, and you and I, and we've all been saying this, and I hear it on every show, and that is, if they're only willing to give 13 pages of a document, what is in the other 143 pages?
I'm gonna guess. Uh, I'm gonna guess some caveats to the money and caveats and outs for ESPN. Probably more outs than we currently know on how ESPN, if they choose to, or if something isn't met or goals are not hit, that they can choose to end the deal. Maybe, who knows? We're speculating here, but could it be like, outs for them to get out even earlier than we expected if certain metrics or certain numbers aren't hit? Possible. We just don't know. And if they don't show us them, how are we ever going to know?
Well, I mean, case in point, Ryan. What about the decision that ESPN has to make about even continuing on?
Yeah.
Maybe that verbiage is in there. It's like, we can choose, if it doesn't hit this, whatever, we're out.
Yeah. Which would indicate that they wouldn't care, like, because they would continue on and just with different schools.
Yeah, we didn't really talk too much about this yet, but there was a point where when the judge was talking about whether something's material or not, and the judge indicated that, you're saying this isn't material, but imagine, if you will, you lose in this courtroom. You're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. So how is that not material? And almost like, in a way, like, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I mean, the fact that you would essentially, uh, you know, risk losing your whole leg instead of just cutting off the foot. That's
Yeah.
the idea.
Yeah. I mean, look at The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Look at
Well done.
uh the new show, the ones who live.
Left behind. The ones who live.
No,
Yeah.
the ones who live. Um, I don't want to spoil it if you're not watching that show yet, but Rick had a decision to make,
Yeah.
and his decision to get to survive was basically getting rid of a part of his body,
Yeah.
a
I mean,
very
that happened
important part
several
of his
times in The
body.
Walking Dead. Anytime
Yeah,
someone got infected.
yeah, but this wasn't an infection,
Yeah, I know.
so
Don't want to spoil
don't
anything.
want to spoil it for anybody.
Let's go through some comments because we got a
We
whole
got a lot.
bunch of. Um, Here we
I'm
go.
fired up, Ryan.
I love it. Um, all right, Grill Master. He has a couple comments here. I'd rather have bullet points and some guidelines in the case I get off track and need help. Gotta just know
Yeah,
we can work on that.
that's about the scripting.
Yeah,
That's about the scripting. He's saying, I'd rather not script it out. I just want to free form.
yeah, I agree.
I want to general understand the concept and be able to free flow.
Yeah, I do like this. Again, he says, I have major issues with the idea that Florida court would just hand over this to the North Carolina court. I think we're more likely to see multiple cases ongoing than the state courts. Hey, look, agree to disagree on this one. I think the most likely scenario is the case gets combined potentially and is held in North Carolina court. Um,
Yeah, I mean, if you
we don't
if you
understand the depths of the law, but this kind of
no,
stuff happens all the time.
but I would say that, just because the judge may keep it in North Carolina, does not mean the Florida case doesn't go on. And if the Florida judge decides that this case should be seen or should be heard in Florida, then what you start talking about is federal court. Then it's like the remand to federal court, possibly, and then it's different altogether, right? So again, I'm not a lawyer. Doug has taught me a lot as far as shallow. I have a very shallow understanding of it all, but I don't believe there's any reason why the Florida judge is going to say, yeah, you know what, this doesn't belong here. This belongs in North Carolina. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
MN Sentinels writes, if the ESPN deal was so secret, why did ESPN wait until the judge asked their opinion to respond? If it is that secret and damaging, they should have given a response as soon as FSU filed suit. Yes, that was directly said by, was it the judge or by FSU's attorneys? The judge was kind of questioning that.
Yeah. Well, the FSU attorney had basically stated, we don't have these documents. How do you expect us to put forth a defense or an offense? Either way, because there was some back and forth about who's the defendant and who's the plaintiff. By the way, how do you expect us to be able to put that together if we don't have all the information? And then the judge asked a question about, well, why didn't you ask for this? And the four state attorneys like, we did ask for it, and we got no response, right? And then the judge said something like, well, you could ask for it, and he said, we need it now. We need it. We don't need it 2 weeks from now. We
needed it yesterday. Yeah.
We needed it yesterday. We needed it a month ago. We've actually needed it since the day it was signed.
Yeah.
Because I think if all that detail was out and available, something tells me we wouldn't be in this predicament that we're in right now.
Sempus writes, ACC still will have to go through the Florida Sunshine State laws because of them doing business with Florida schools. So it sounds like that is more complicated than initially we thought, just from knee-jerk reaction, because of the ACC being a non-for-profit organization and some of their bylaws in that. Now, there were some points made by the ACC that the member schools are bound by the agreements and the non-for-profit rules. However, the judge then pointed out, but it says there within as long as it abides by the member institutions local state laws, essentially. So that's up in the air. I don't think we have a definitive answer on that just yet.
No, but and another thing Doug said is that the North Carolina judge keeping the case in Carolina could absolutely apply Florida law in this case.
Yeah, which would be
he could go by Florida law in this case. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I'm sure it's been done over and over and over again. So, but that could happen for sure.
King Spleen writes, did the judge ever get an answer from the ACC on the hurt/damages that led to the ACC initiating the case against FSU? No, they never answered directly. They would kind of skirt the issue and bring up something else, or bring up another point, rather than answering the question directly. At some point, they will have to, though, but it will likely be in some type of documentation.
And that's an important point, right? The judge asked them, what is the damage? What is the harm that you're filing about?
Yep.
Florida State, and this is not what he said. This is me editorializing. Florida State has not left the conference. Florida State is still participating in games and bringing in revenue. What are the damages? And they never answered this question.
Yeah. Hey, one thing I want to bring up, Brett. So what's interesting about YouTube, and unless you guys have a channel, you wouldn't really know this. So the count that you guys see right now at home on how many subscribers we had is always about an hour or two behind from the actual live data of what we see on the back end. So I'm going to refresh it here just to make sure.
We're at 12 more.
We have 900. No, it just yeah. We are at 988 subscribers right now on the back end. I know what you see is probably a little bit less than that, but on the back end it shows we're that close. So we have 12 subscribers. So again, man, pimp this out there, man. Put it out on
I
the
feel
space.
I feel like this is the Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethon.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
We'll keep going.
Hey, it's a Friday night. It's not like we have to go to work tomorrow.
I have spent so much great time today with not just Knoll fans, like Clemson fans, like we saw, right, and fans of other programs and different conferences, even just enjoying everything that happened today. Today's been crazy.
Absolutely. And we got to boom, update that 12 subscriptions short of 1K. So
Now we're
Vince,
10.
oh,
Now we're 10.
oh man, this is are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see
You're
it
gonna roll.
live
You're
on the
gonna
show?
roll the tote board. We're gonna be here. And be honest with you, Ryan, I'm gonna. You are already updated. I've been drinking since the game. So
What are you drinking?
the usual.
So I don't have a glass, but what I do have, because I haven't had any alcohol today, Vince, even though it's a Friday, I'm gonna not use a glass. And this is Vince. This is cool for those of you at home. So you know Bullet Bourbon, right?
I am highly familiar with Bullet.
They make a pre-made old-fashioned cocktail.
Oh, look at that.
Found this at Costco, and it's a perfect blend. It's a perfect old-fashioned. The only thing
Not a
it's missing,
sponsor.
yeah, no. The only thing it's missing is a little orange bitters, but you can make that yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely isn't sponsored. Brought to you by AG Greens, so no,
Right.
or DraftKings. No, we don't do that just yet. Hey, guess what though? One thing I
9.
want to talk about before we go any further, Vince.
It's 9.
Oh man, I'm getting excited now. You guys are, come on, let's go.
This has
Let's
been a long road,
go.
everybody. I know you're tired of hearing us talk about it, but when you reach some goals, you should celebrate it.
Vince, tell the people what 1,000 subscribers means to a YouTube channel.
You start getting a lot more what's the word?
Revenue.
Exposure.
Yeah, exposure.
And the opportunity for revenue, right? And
Yeah.
and again, Ryan and I aren't. Ryan's buying pre-made Bullet old fashions at Costco. I mean, help the man out here, people.
And I'm drinking out of the bottle. That's what
You're
I'm
drinking out of the bottle. Look at that small refrigerator he has. A man should not live on that small of a refrigerator.
That's my drink refrigerator only, Vince.
I know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so it gives us the opportunity to pay some of the bills. You've heard us say that before. So.
Oh, look what we got, Vince. I believe this will be a federal.
This
Ryan
is
Wiley.
true. I believe this is true.
Ryan Wiley, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Super chat is available to all y'all if you want to help us pay the bills. Until we get that 9 more subscribers, this is the only way.
Yeah, Greg. Who are we talking about? Greg Swaim, Greg Flugar. Who are we talking about? By the way, Greg Flugar. People, peek around the corner. Go watch that show.
Absolutely. Hey, look who's here. We'll go back to the question, but
hey, I appreciate it, brother.
Addicts.
I appreciate it. You've been a big help for us, and we. I hope you know that we appreciate that to the depths of our heart. And I need to pick your brain a little about kind of what comes next, right?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much.
All right, go back to the question. So Ryan Wiley writes, I believe this will be a federal case because more ACC universities will join the suit. Greg calls me the evil badger. That's funny. Yes, I think we agree with you. Yes, Vince, that this could end up being a federal case.
Yeah, I mean, the more schools that get involved, the more complicated it gets. And then you're talking about, like, say Virginia Tech joins. There's another state we got to deal with. Say Boston College wants to get out. I don't know why they would, but Massachusetts got to get involved, right? So, and the more that happens, the greater chance that you're going to be a federal case, in my opinion.
8 subscriptions, Vince.
8 subscriptions.
So we're going to definitely stay on until we get it, right? I mean,
it'll be 2 a.m.
Vince, it won't be 2 a.m. At this rate, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
Hey, they were talking about Greg Flugar.
Greg Flugar, yeah.
Friend of the show. He's a great guy. Appreciate him. Let's go back. We have a few other questions a little further up. I agree. I think this is everyone's take right now who's
Yeah.
not a lawyer. Brett Taylor writes, I'm no lawyer. I appreciate Doug's analysis. My perspective right now is this is extremely complex, and I have no idea how judges will interpret it. I'm very interested. We'll wait. Yeah, this goes back to one of my favorite sayings that Vince and I like to say when we text each other. Big, if true.
Big if true.
Yeah. Every time you see the eye emojis, which I myself have gotten in trouble for in the past,
You did get in trouble for that.
the eye emoji says
How long ago was that? That was a while ago.
that was like 4 months ago now.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. Yeah, so I'm not going to get into that, but that was fun. Yes, I think Vince and I are on the same exact boat as you, Brett. We're not lawyers. We just play one on TV with Doug, who is a lawyer. So absolutely. I do want to say this, and don't worry about it, Grow Master, not to get too political, but it reminds me of what Congress tells us. We have to pass a bill to see what's in it. Oh yeah, famously, I think he's referencing a famous Nancy Pelosi quote when they asked about the Obamacare, and she said, "You'll have to, we'll have to sign it for you to, see all the good stuff in it."
Right.
Yeah, we don't mind political as long as it doesn't get crazy. So
Yeah, we're not going to take sides. We're just going to laugh at everybody. How about that? We're going to laugh at everybody.
oh, look at this,
We're
Mr.
at
Drummer
7 right
Boy,
now, brother.
drinking a legacy lager here. You fellas need to
Okay.
sing and dance together.
Yeah, you don't want to see me dance. The singing might be decent, but the dancing would be pretty poor.
Hey, no inside info, no dance moves, no problem, right?
No inside info, no contacts, no rhythm.
I love how like the comment section, Spirax is actually updating us. We're getting close.
He's helping us out. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fighting the good fight right now. Brett, again, don't misunderstand. I'm following this closely. Of course, we all are, but I think we are all naive to the complexity of the case. Sometimes it's easy to, as a fan, to see things like this is cut and dry. ACC is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Clown face. Oh, Vince, you know what might get us over the hump?
Oh boy.
I want you, and take a second to do it. Pull up the comment in which someone made you a Kirk clown face.
Oh yeah. Let me
Can you
find
find that? So
Yeah,
for
I'll
those of
try
you who
to
don't
find
know,
it.
of course, like everyone else, Vince will and myself will occasionally comment on, you know, ESPN related things with the, Kirk clown meme. Well, some rival the other day,
I don't know. I don't know that it was a rival, but it maybe.
someone the other day replied to that image that Vince put out there with a image of Vince with the same filter and clown nose on him.
Yeah, it's going to take me a while. I was on my meme game today with Doug, so I got to scroll through a bunch of crap here.
Hey, 6 away, Vince.
Yeah.
I would love to pass the threshold with Vince's clown face. That's my goal
Yeah,
here. That's what I'm here for.
if I can find it, we're golden. So
Ryan
keep
Wiley
chatting.
writes, ACC should settle ASAP. So here's the thing. The judge kind of insinuated this. So what's funny about this, they could settle any time outside of the case. The ACC could call Florida State tomorrow and settle outside the courtroom and say, hey, how does this sound? If that happened, that would happen outside of this court case. And the reason why is because the case, as it stands right now, is that the ACC is asking to essentially retain Florida State as a member and keep them in the ACC. So that's why the judge made the comment, almost like it's odd that you guys are insistent on keeping them at all costs, potentially losing the case, losing Florida State without, and potentially costing the ACC millions of dollars, like multi-millions of dollars versus, alleging that Florida State owes, maybe a certain amount of money to get out, which would have been a little bit more palatable. So again, it goes back to the whole they're willing to cut off their potentially cut off their leg to save a foot.
What do you think about that conversation would go? It would be like, hey, we were thinking we don't want to do this anymore. We took our best shot at it. Things didn't go kind of the way we planned. Let's just call it a day.
Yeah.
What do you think about this number? Slide it across the table. Florida State looks at it and says, I don't like that number. How about this number? and then before too long, you get some kind of news report saying that there's been a settlement.
Absolutely. No, and Vince, I did like when the judge rephrased something that the ACC had not said directly and said, "Is that your point?" And he's like, "Well, that's not what I said, but yeah, that's what I'm getting at."
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
So the judge basically formed the guy's a better phrasing of the guy's case he was trying to make on his behalf, which is hey, giving the lawyer a bone. Hey Ryan, now I know it's pronounced Willie, not Wiley. Thank you. Duly noted, so Sarah, I won't make the mistake again. You appreciate you correcting me. I hate pronouncing names, and it never goes well. King Spleen
I
writes, when you
found
have
it.
when you have the facts, pound the facts. When you have the law, pound the law. When you have neither, pound the table. The ACC is setting up a table
That's
as we
great.
speak.
That is great. I
Got to
love
have
that.
some fun in here.
Let me share my screen.
Oh
I think
yeah,
the
here we
viewers
go.
will love this.
Let's see Vince as a clown. Here we go, guys.
It took me a while to find this, so
Uh,
so hold on. So get rid of that banner real
I
quick.
will. Yeah, I got you.
Um, so this was the post here from Kirk, right? And by the way, Kirk had another apology tonight, so go look for that if you'd
Yeah.
like to find that. That's awesome. And of course, just because I have this ready to go at all given time, right? Everybody's seen that before. And then look what we got. So take a screen grab of that, people. I'm leaving it up here for a second. Take a screen grab of it. Let's all make this part of our night tonight. And I replied,
And
I
that's
loved
my
it.
reply.
Yeah. It's like I
Uh,
had said to him, like, hey, great job. I loved it personally. So
oh man. Hey guys, we are 6
that kind of
away.
stuff doesn't bother me.
We're 6 away. With being 6 away, I would hate to leave this live stream without giving away a copy of EA Sports College Football. I
And
would
you're going
hate
to
it.
do another one on Thursday.
And I'm already gonna. We know we're gonna reach 1,000 before next Thursday. That's how it works. We wake up tomorrow and it's there. But to give away a second copy tonight,
Yeah.
we have to reach it tonight before the end of this broadcast. So one more
Going
time,
back, so let's go back to the beginning of the day.
yeah,
Um, Doug and I kind of put this together last week. He said he was going to go. I said, hey, let's do a show like immediately after you're done,
yep,
if you want to do it, depending on cell service and whatever. And he said, and if they allow for me to be able to have electronic devices in the courtroom, he goes, I'm planning on tweeting everything. And I was like, that is going to be gold. And it was gold. But he started before he even got in there. He had put out lineups. Like he had done like lineups of the attorneys, like their players, like a redshirt freshman, fumbled 15 cases. One one of the attorneys he put on there that broke the copier when he sat on it, which I thought was very, very funny. So again, you got to follow Doug if you're not. I'm sure everybody is, but that was pretty funny. So go back and look before the actual court proceedings started, and you will get a good chuckle out of that.
I mean, I give Doug credit for one thing. I'm sure he has been through the ringer today. How many shows, Vince, if you were to guess, do you think Greg? Not I keep saying Greg. I've called him Greg a lot. Greg Flugar, but how many shows has Doug been on today? Would you guess?
I think he's been on 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 shows today. I think
He's a man of the people. And guess what? For those of you who weren't watching last night, big announcement, another one.
Yeah.
From now on until further notice, but we anticipate every
It's going to be a while.
week, we are going to have Doug Rohan on Garnet and Old live every Thursday at 7 o'clock. He is now a contributor essentially to the show.
Full-time contributor.
Full-time contributor to the Garnet and Old show. And guess what? We have no problem. He goes on other places. We want him to go on other shows and everything. But the only show that you can find him every single week as a member contributor is the Garnet and Old show. So if you want to there's going to be a lot of these updates to this case. And there's going to be a lot going on. So if you want to make sure that you are following the channel that has him on after every single one of these, that's why you subscribe to the Garnet and Old show, because he is our inside info.
He is actually, he is, and I didn't know that when I met him years and years ago that he would be that. Um, Also, though, the man is a baseball fanatic,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves FSU baseball. He was in the Animals. I mean, you never leave the Animals, right? So he's going to have great insight, not just from the legal perspective, right? He's going to have great insight as far as the baseball team too, which they are playing a doubleheader with Clemson tomorrow, and then they'll play a game on Sunday.
King Spleen writes, Doug Rohan is leading the votes for Knoll of the Year. It's still early, though. No, I mean, the biggest sites, Florida State sites, all the shows, including us, were retweeting every single tweet that Doug Rohan put out today. And he is a monster, man. He was typing those out faster than I could refresh X. So he is absolutely a beast. And if he continues this way, he is going to be beloved by the FSU community if he's not already. And guess what? If you ever get in trouble
In the state of Georgia,
in an injury, any kind of injury or car wreck, Rohan Law PC, he can help you out.
not only that, he wants to be your best friend on your worst day.
Yes. Yeah. So definitely give him a follow. Check out RohanLawPC.com for more information about all the services he has to offer. Oh, new name. Welcome, Joe. Welcome to the chat. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We're like 5 people away from hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark. Some judges like the celebrity spotlight and refuse to dismiss or give up jurisdiction. Yes. Also, not to get political here, you have seen even in, and I'm not going to mention the specific cases, but judges that have recently in the public eye been like posing for the camera and like smiling and like, and even if you agree with what's being held in that courtroom and what's being alleged, you're kind of like bad look, right? Whenever a judge or heck even a DA kind of shows a little edge, it's kind of like, hey, respect the position. That's how I've always felt about law.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one because you're in the spotlight and egos get in the way, right? And then you would hope that that wouldn't happen with a judge. I don't know. We're not saying that's the true of this judge, but we've seen it for sure. We've seen it for sure.
Brett writes, I was in Tally summer of '86. Vince, you weren't even there yet. Was
I
made
was
an
not.
honorary animal by Mad Cow. Led the Knowles cheer one game.
Hey man, you were made an honorary by Mad Cow. That is big time, man. And you led the Knowles cheer. It's fantastic. Good for you, man. That's a
E-
good memory, I'm sure.
Explain to me, who's a younger fellow than you, Vince, what this means.
I'll talk to you off air.
Okay. Uh, MN Seminoles writes, Doug's thumbs will be in slings tomorrow. Yeah.
He's gonna have some splints on his thumbs. He may have had a laptop with him. I can't imagine he was typing that fast on his phone.
One thing I saw, I don't know if this is true. Everything on TikTok has to be true. But if you look at the hand that you hold your phone with most often, and you know how you always do like the pinky under the
The
phone to
pinky
support,
underneath it to keep it from falling. Yeah.
pull up both your pinkies, and you have an indent in that finger where it rests.
Not only
Compare,
that, but you may have a bigger muscle there because you've been working the pinky out.
oh, look at this. Spear Addicts, don't tease us like that, man. Huge news coming over the next few days. Just
That's
a heads up.
awesome. That's awesome. This, Chris. It's like no inside info with us, no contacts, no problem. But Spear Addicts has it, man. They've got some inside info and news and stuff. So if you're not following Spear Addicts, make sure you do. They're doing great stuff there and always have some good guests on too. And by the way, Spear Addicts, no BS, man. He's right to the point, and he's diehard and he's positive, man. There's so much stuff out there that's negative or just trying to throw stuff against a wall to see if it sticks. That ain't him. So if you want another good follow, that would be one to do.
Vince, we are 3 subscribers It's changing by the second. Vince, 3
Yeah, we're at 3 now.
subscribers. It
Yeah.
feels, you know what this feels like? It's like when everyone's like, "Hey guys, 10 minutes left till the ball drops on New Year's Eve."
And everybody goes to bed afterward,
Yeah,
right?
you got to go in the living room, and everyone's like, "Okay," and you're watching Ryan Seacrest do something like super weird or uncomfortable on screen.
Watching Mariah sing when she's hammered.
Yeah, that's this moment right now. Is we are waiting the countdown. The 2 minute countdown has started, but the ball hasn't started to come down yet. When we reach 2 or 1, my heart's going to start pounding, Vince, a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's going to get pretty real pretty quick. And
Yeah, celebrate good times.
Vince, we're at 1,001.
No, you're not. Are you kidding me?
We did it.
We did it. So there you
guys are
go. Boom.
Woo! Man,
How about that?
start up the war chant, Vince. Start up the war chant.
Fire the war chant. Dance to the war chant. Dance to
Oh,
the war
man.
chant. Plant the spear. Touchdown, Florida State. Touchdown, FSU.
Guys, this is only possible because of every single one
Yeah.
of you out there. And we've had a lot of people in the chat, Vince. So what I want you to do now,
Oh yeah, we got to get this going now. Yeah.
Vince is going to work on the randomizer or however the giveaway product looks on the back end. It is fair. StreamYard, what we use to stream the content, has a built-in feature for giveaways, and so we are going to utilize that. So hop in the comment section and post in there so we can give some stuff away. Vince, I'm going to go through some of these celebrations with us.
So in order to do this, I believe it's the first time we're doing this, so bear with me. In the chat, you have to put in this hashtag. Let's see if this works. And if it doesn't work, we'll do it a different way.
Let's say we're gonna draw in about 5 minutes.
Yep. Put that in the chat. 1,000 hashtag 1,000 GNO.
If you post that in the chat, then we'll use the randomizers to give away a free copy of EA Sports College Football when it's released, and we will get your information. So please, if you are interested in winning, we have 1 person in there, 2 people in there. Keep the hashtags coming, and
yeah, we'll say let's go ahead and do the draw. Let's see, it's almost 10 o'clock. You want to give it like 10:05? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I want to give it to all the people who have been the reason that we made it this way, Vince.
Yeah, for sure.
Chance to get in. Man, all right. Let's go away from the case for a second, Vince.
Yeah.
Garnet and Old started upstairs in your house.
Really bad audio.
I believe in 2020.
3.5 years ago.
We thought the greatest idea, Vince, would be that we would do the podcast every day together like on the days together in person with a table. We got a lot of audio problems. Garnet and Old used to be a lot of audio problems, no video, no problem, because we only had an audio version.
It was no inside info, no contacts, lots of problems.
So many of you don't know this, but for the first year of the Garnet and Old show, all of 2020 and into 2021, we only had an audio version, which you can still find the show on all major podcast networks.
Really bad too.
It was really bad quality. The audio was terrible. Then Vince, fast forward to year 2, we decided, we wanted to get video, right?
We wanted to be a little more polished.
If you guys want like hilariousness, go look at the old videos and the lighting and the sound. Dark rooms, bad audio,
echoing.
Yeah. And no comments because we only had like 20 subscribers. But it didn't matter because Vince and I, we did it for us. We wanted to talk about.
Yeah, we just loved talking about the Knowles. I mean, that's how it all started to begin with. If you're wondering why people are putting hashtag 1,000 GNO in the chat, it's because we're about to do a drawing at 10:05 for a free copy of the ESPN the College Football 25 game when it comes out. So if you haven't put your hashtag in the comment section, do it.
And that year, Vince, that we started doing videos, we were doing not live streams. We were doing post-production where we were recording the show,
Mm.
I was editing it. We weren't even putting it just straight up. We were editing it and trying to remove like awkward pauses. And it was a lot of labor. For those of you who don't video edit, it was a lot of labor and we were uploading everything. Last season, Vince, we went all in starting in the 2022 football season
Hmm.
through present day. We started doing live shows. But in 2022, we were only doing live shows. We weren't really doing anything live on site much at all at games or anything like
Hmm.
that. Video quality started to go up. Audio quality, I think, was pretty much taken care of in 22. And then we finally got to this past season, Vince. We had two live events at a brewing company, Fishware Brewing Company, friend of the show in Jacksonville, Florida, where people came and hung out with us. We did the live show for two away games. We're going to be
Alumni
doing,
came and played.
yeah, alumni came and played at the bar. And guess what, Vince? Uh, our audience this past season, really in the summer and then till now, really started taking off. And I think that's because we posted every single week. We didn't miss a show. We did live broadcast pre and post game for all the games.
Hmm.
We
One
did
of
random.
one of our most highly watched shows was the live stream of the snub.
The snub.
So
Yeah, me
yeah.
saying the F word really
Hmm.
loudly on
Yeah.
live for everyone to see. And
Get the
our numbers
hashtag in, people. We're going to be pulling the name here in about 3
3 minutes.
minutes.
So that's when it really started to kick up a notch. And I think it's Vince because we were posting every week. We finally had video and audio like down. We could do this in our sleep now when we set up a table anywhere. Like we're good to go. Um, and we really started investing in the community, posting more, being involved in other Florida State channels and shows. We're on other people's
Mhm.
shows, people on our shows, and we really started to see it as not just you and I, but a community.
Absolutely. That's so important. That's why Spiratix is in here. That's why Jen comes in here. That's why all these people come in and we're going there. I mean, because we're all talking about the same thing. We're all passionate about the same thing. And it's the best fan base in the world. Bias, of course. But
Yep,
man, look at this. We're all here on 10:03 on a Friday night. And that's why. I mean, I follow the team, you follow the team, and we want the team to do well, and we can't get enough of the information and just hanging out with our brethren and sisterin, if
absolutely.
that's a word.
And coming up, the spring game's coming up. We're going to do pre and post game for that, and we have a lot more announcements coming into next season that we're going. Vince is going to be doing a live show from Ireland.
Correct.
Uh, we're going to be doing shows at all the games. We're going to be doing pre and post game for every game, and we're going to do some more live shows, likely at Fishware Brewing, and maybe a second location in Tampa. So just keep an eye on that. But Vince, I do want to explain what's about to happen. So we're going to try this for the first time here in about 2 minutes.
Yep.
Whoever is drawn as a winner, in order to claim the prize, you will send an email to Garnet and Old at gmail.com if you are selected as the winner. Garnet and Old at gmail.com. So if we pick you in a second to win the game, and we're going to know, just make sure when you send us that email that you know, in some way prove that your account's the same as this account. You know, we're going to make sure it's the right person. That's how we're going to work out, you know, the logistics of how we're going to give it to you and all that kind of stuff. Really, how this is going to go, the easiest way to do this is we'll provide it likely a digital copy via one of the many services out there, either on Xbox or PlayStation. I'll figure that stuff out. But yeah, you'll email in garnold at gmail.com. And by the way, for those of you who don't win, you can email garnold at gmail.com with any ideas or questions or concerns.
True. That's true. King Spleen, this is just a small example of the power and spirit of Noel Nation. Absolutely. I feel it in my heart. If you do not win tonight, if you join us next Thursday, this coming Thursday, we're going to do another drawing and we're going to give away another one. So get your hashtag in. The hashtag is 10,000 GNO right there.
Yep.
Hashtag, I'm sorry, 10,000. Oh my goodness.
Not yet.
Hashtag 1,000 GNO. And we are about there. We
Yeah,
think
we're
we're about
about there.
there.
I will say, Vince, we're actually at 1,005 right now.
Beautiful. All right. I'm going to hit this. This is good odds here, people. There are currently 10 entries, I think.
That sounds
So
about right.
here we go.
What are we gonna see here, Vince?
Oh, I should probably share this, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
the
sorry.
suspense is
That
killing me.
was very bad. I should have shared that, but I'm going to take a screenshot of it. How about that? And I will.
Do we have a winner?
We do have a winner.
Oh man, the Sempus, you just missed putting your name in, but you can put your name in your hashtag in next Thursday's show. We're going to be giving away another copy, so no worries there. And I know you're a longtime viewer, but we had to cut it off at some point. We can't stay up all night. Um,
Give me a
so
moment. I know this is really bad streaming here, but for some reason, StreamYard doesn't let you share a PNG, which is ridiculous.
I do want to say CWG Gaming says, and screw Kirk Herbstreit forever. I just want to throw that out there.
Of course. That's coming, by the way. That's not a banner yet, but okay, let me add this. I know the suspense is killing me here. Next time I'm going to have this up on the screen.
All right, Vince. I'm getting excited. Should I do a drum roll of Michael Scott?
Here you go.
We're ready?
It's actually, yeah, it's processing.
It's uploading right now.
It's uploading.
All right, we got it.
There
MN
you go.
Seminoles.
There it is.
Boom.
MN Seminoles, you are the winner of the College Football 25 game. So Ryan already told you what you need to do about that. And do not be dismayed. We're going to give away another one on Thursday.
So again, MN Seminoles, if you didn't hear that, email us at garnetandold@gmail.com. With hope we'll be able to tell. I know you're on the show come in all the time. So just give us a shout out and we'll work out with you. I'll reply to you. Expect an email back tomorrow. I'll reply. It's pretty late, and when I'm Garnet and Old, we have some old men in here. We're almost ready for bed. So Vince has been
I had a
drinking
nap
June,
today.
apparently.
No, I didn't have a nap today. But yeah, amazing stuff. Who knows what else may happen this weekend that we can talk about. That's right, Brett. Congrats. All we can say, I was there when, Ryan and I don't want to gush too much about it, but we do really appreciate everybody following along. And, if you've been here for a while, come a long way. Some bad audio. You lived through the bad audio, maybe. You've really been here a long time. We hitting Hop Tingers. There you go.
Hey, are you going to the beach location or Riverside? Or I got to know because I prefer the Riverside location.
I haven't been either one for a long, long time. Maybe some pro day. Yeah, we really need to talk about other stuff. There's no doubt. There is no doubt. There's a lot of great stuff going on with spring practice and pro day. We'll talk about.
Look, there's our answer. 5 points, my man.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Hop Tingers. Before I moved to Tampa, Douglas, I played trivia at Hop Tingers every single week. How about that? And the man himself, MN Seminoles, thank you.
There he is.
We're looking for that email. I'll reply to you tomorrow, MN Seminoles, garnetandold@gmail.com. Congratulations. Hey, you'll be the first giveaway that Garnet and Old has ever done on the show. So congratulations.
Ryan, and before we sign off for the evening, not only like you said, we're gonna give away another one, but I know once you hit the one goal, you got to figure out what the next goal is, right?
Yep.
What's the giveaway for the 2,000 goal, Ryan?
Oh, you I thought I almost got away with that. So and this is a big if we got to 2,000 subscribers before the release day of college football video game, which we don't know the exact release date, but it will probably be in June or July, I will give away a PS5 or Xbox Series X with
console of choice
with a copy of the game if we were to hit 2,000 subscribers by release day of that game. And now I'm a little worried because, the pocket's going to be burning. But hey, I would be thrilled if it happened. Thrilled. So thank you guys. Vince, I think it's about time to wrap it up. About time to pack it in.
It is. I'm talked out on law stuff and need to get some rest and see what the weekend brings.
Well, everyone, thanks so much for streaming with us. Thanks for being part of Garnet and Old history as we finally hit 1,000 subscribers. Big news, big stuff coming up about our channel because of hitting this 1,000 subscriber. We'll be able to do a lot more this coming season. Then, and Spear Addicts, the number was at 1,006 right now. So we made it. We made
We
it.
did
Dude.
it, brother. We did it.
Appreciate you. So thanks, guys, for being a part of this. It means a lot to Vince and I, but great show, Vince. Garnet and Old, no inside info, no contacts, no problem. And send the Chiefs all the damn time. Even
And
though
Chiefs all the damn time. And we'll see everybody soon. Go Knowles.
Go Knowles.